welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new dragging video. You guys, I'm sorry I haven't done my nails, so ignore my nails in this video. I'm doing them tonight. I normally like to do my nails at night, and I have to go somewhere after this, so I'm sorry I couldn't be a diva and get like extra glammed up for the video, but I hope you forgive me for that. Now before we get into the dragging video, I wanted to mention something which I think was really important. Please sign up for my email newsletter below. I have so many exciting things coming for literally like the rest of the year, including my European trip and specifically the launch of my Paris luxury shopping guide. It's free, but you need to be a member of the newsletter in order to get the first look. So email subscribers will get the first look at the guide and they'll get the first chance to download the guide. And then once email subscribers have had the first chance, then everyone else on here will. So if you're not part of the email newsletter, which comes out twice a month by the way, then you will not get access to the guide. So please go sign up below and go follow all of my socials as well. Okay? All right, now let's get started. Today we're doing Louis Vuitton, Big H, and Dior. Let's start off at Big H at the mothership store for Big H in Paris, which I call 24. Many people call it FSH. I like calling it 24. So let's start off at 24. Horrible service. I went to return some jewelry I'd been gifted and to exchange it. Unfortunately, we were sent to 5 different corners of the store by different essays, and numerous times we were bluntly told, we are sold out, we don't sell what you're looking for, despite my partner purchasing from an array of options, the very pieces are searching for. I understand Big H is exclusive. Obviously you didn't write Big H, I'm just saying that to keep things fun. I understand Big H is exclusive, especially with this leather goods and bags. However, I was just looking for cufflinks, which apparently they don't sell. Completely untrue though, and belts. In the end, I declined to just not bother. This unfortunately is not the first time I've had this experience in the store. As in London, I've had a similar problem with 2 pairs of shoes I was unable to exchange due to poor customer service. Guys, we've been through this a few times when it pertains to the boutiques in Europe, but I think in Europe, like, they really don't like people who exchange things. A lot of you guys are from America and Canada, where the culture around returning things and exchanging is completely fine. So you know, returning and exchanging in the US and Canada isn't frowned upon. I feel like in Europe it's kind of like, I mean, obviously it's your consumer right, but they kind of look at you like, girl, bye. You know, and I think that's what the essays here are like, girl, bye. You know, they're just tired of people like this. The person wasn't buying anything, they were there to just make an exchange. So as far as the essay is concerned is, I can't make any money off you, I'm tired of you and your wig and your partner, I'm tired, can you go away and can you leave us alone? So I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying there are some cultural nuances there. The next dragging review is from 24. Terrible experience, 0 customer service. This store only has essays who look for big numbers. We feel that if you don't have a specific stereotype to them, they won't even look at you. We all know what that means. Like if you know, look a certain way. I went to this store many times and each time I almost have to beg for someone to help me. The last time the essay was extremely impolite to my wife and I'm not going there anymore. Yeah, I mean, again, this is stuff that we've chatted about before when it pertains to Big H and the shopping culture surrounding the brand. You know, we've talked about this many times. They really, I think, make it feel very unpleasant for you if they think you're not going to buy anything. I mean, obviously I'm not there with this couple, so I don't know if they were going to buy something, if they weren't going to buy something, but I'm willing to bet that if you don't make it very clear that you're going to buy something, honey, they're just like, girl, bye, okay? And I'm not making excuses for the essays. I must say, like, out of the 3 stores, like, 24 is not my favorite. And even when I went in February with my cousin, I don't find, and it's nothing against 24. 24 is an iconic store. It's beautiful, it's stunning, and that's wonderful. But I can't say that 24 is like, would be my first choice. There are other beautiful flagship stores. 30 Avenue Montaigne for Dior, that's a wonderful flagship boutique experience. And in my brain, the 30 Avenue Montaigne Dior is what a Parisian flagship should be like. 24 is she's just her own girl. Like, she's got her own style and her own swagger. And if you don't like it, boo boo, you can leave. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, you know, it's just how it is. Okay, the next dragging review is also of 24. 24 is getting skull dragged today, honey. I'm extremely disappointed with customer service at Big H. I flew in from Canada to see the store. Girl, you need to stop, okay? I flew in from Canada to see the store. No one was able to assist me. I was left with the most terrible buying experience from any brand. I was not able to buy anything, and even then I was given the opportunity to see, I wasn't given the opportunity to see what's inside. The client experience was quite snobbish. I was given the impression that our business wasn't important. This isn't what I expected from a luxury retailer. Huge disappointment. Obviously, I don't know what this person bought, but I'm willing to bet if this person was going to buy like ready to wear or timepieces or watches or homewares, they probably weren't going to have like they weren't going to have a bad experience. Generally speaking, if you buy from those categories, as I experienced earlier this year, like you won't have like a weird, creepy experience. But if you're going in there just to buy shoes and small bits and bobs, like they just don't care. I'm not saying that they deserve that experience, but I think also sometimes people set themselves up for failure. Big H is not run by robots. Big H is run by human beings, and human beings have good days. Human beings have bad days. Human beings have days where things are quiet. You know, and human beings have days where maybe things are super busy and they're really stressed out and they just can't like give that incredible service maybe that you're used to in your home store. And the fact that the person said, I flew in from Canada, you know, you set these huge expectations on yourself. 24 did not tell you to fly in from Canada and set massive expectations on the boutique. I want to give two examples which I think are a little bit more relevant to me. You know that Moschino and Versace are two of my favorite brands. Their flagships are obviously in Milan, Italy, right? If I go to the Versace flagship and the Moschino flagship and put these massive expectations, especially if I don't tell, for example, the Moschino SA in Paris, if I want to have that megawatt incredible experience, I should definitely let the SA in Paris know. But if I let the SA in Paris know, the expectation is going to be, you're going to go there to spend a ton of money. Because when you put that expectation, like I'm going to the flagship store of Big H, or I'm going to the flagship store of Versace or Moschino or Ferragamo, in Ferragamo's case it would be Florence, but like if you put that expectation there, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail, because you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm going to the flagship store, it's going to be this incredible experience. But how much are you going to be spending at the boutique? Are you spending a ton of money? Or are you just going there because you're really excited to look? I think I've mentioned this before in my previous Paris videos. I think I've mentioned this before, but don't forget that there are people who go to Paris and have heard of Hermes of Paris and have no interest in luxury, don't care about luxury whatsoever, but want to visit the store. I see this on TripAdvisor all the time. People will be like, oh my, I don't care about high fashion, but I heard that, you know, Cambon is this really famous boutique and Gabrielle Coco Chanel is a fashion, you know, innovator, fashion entrepreneur. I've heard of her, or my daughter wants to go. And people just go to look. They have no intention of buying. They don't care. I think at Faubourg, it's easier to kind of just look around and not buy anything, because I think if you want to buy something, they'll approach you. Sometimes they'll approach you anyway. If you don't buy anything, it's fine. They just kind of, the SA is just like, meh, you know, they're going to find someone else who's going to spend, you know, tens of thousands of euros in a matter of seconds. So they're not triggered over that. However, I think I've said this before, but at like Louis Vuitton, at Cambon, they're going to be like, are you buying something today? At Cambon, I think, you know, the Chanel boutiques in Paris, it'd be a little bit difficult to browse. But at the Louis Vuitton boutiques as well, like they want to know, you know, are you buying today? So I think when people put like these huge, massive expectations on themselves to enjoy a flagship experience, you're just setting yourself up for failure. These boutiques are boutiques run by people. Furthermore, how much are you spending at the store? Because if you're not spending a ton of money, I don't think you can expect a red carpet experience. I think I'd said one of this, I think I'd said something similar to you in a, what am I saying? I think I'd said something similar to one of you in a comment. I had said that VIP spending correlates with a VIP experience. If you spend a lot of money, there's no question, you're going to be given the best treatment. But the best treatment goes to the people who spent the most money. in big like touristy like destinations like Paris, in my opinion. Your home store, maybe you can buy nothing and it's fine. I know that there's some people who you know, say that they pass by the store to talk to their SAs and not buy anything. I am not a supporter of that. I've told you guys many times before, even if you're just passing through, buy something. I think you're showing that you care about the SA's time and you understand that they have a job to do. The SA is not your friend. The SA is not the local rumor mill for you to go and have a chat and, you know, a chin wag with, but not buy anything. You should still buy something, you know? The next dragging review is from the Big H Boutique in Lyon. I heard about complaints of experiences at Big H boutiques, but I didn't expect to experience one by myself in a beautiful city like Lyon. Welcome to the club, honey. Number one, I waited longer than 30 minutes without any communication. Other customers who arrived later were served before us. The SA told me there was no reservation system. Well, I don't know about that. I think that you can make appointments in Lyon, but not for leather goods. The SA was extremely rude. He asked to show my passport for checking their stock availability. You know what time it is. B, when I asked to come back the next day to check availability, he told me, quote, I usually recommend passengers not to waste time while traveling, when we were leaving. And then when we were leaving, he sarcastically said, quote, I'll probably see you again tomorrow. Okay, this essay is clapping back at the girls, honey. I know the experience is very individual, but I have clearly observed their way of treating customers, which is very disappointing, unacceptable. I don't believe I'll enjoy owning any product from this brand, just arrogant and not providing enjoyable store experiences. Okay, first of all, let's keep it Gucci, okay? This person obviously tried to get a leather handbag, and we can tell because the essay saying, the essay telling them, I will probably see you again here tomorrow means the person's obviously going to check to see, you know, is there more stock? Are there other, you know, BKCs or bags available? Obviously the person tried to get a leather appointment, a leather handbag at the store. Again, yeah, it's probably a bit, you know, I agree with the person that it's sarcastic, but as someone who is bilingual, and I would say that I consider myself as bilingual. I'm a fluent English speaker and a fluent Swahili speaker, and I speak advanced French. My French isn't fluent, but if I lived in France for like 6 months, I think I would be fluent again. But it's very advanced and I can get by in France, not a problem. I think when people are speaking in a language that's not their native language, when they want to highlight to you that they're not effing with you, they sound even ruder than they are. Had this person spoke French to the essay, and if the essay was speaking French, I think the essay maybe would have found it easier to be a little bit more direct, say, look, I'm sorry, we don't have any bags available. Even though the person didn't mention bags, it's obvious that this is about bags, and we know that. So let's just kind of, you know, the jig is up, boo-boo. It is about leather handbags. The jig is up, okay? So, you know, I'll probably see you again tomorrow. That is rude, okay? I'll put my hand up and say, that's rude, okay? I'm not that. I know you guys are like, oh, you're always defending essays. Like, that's rude, but we don't know, did this person buy anything? Like, what were you doing in the Lyon store without buying anything? And then the essay saying, I usually recommend travelers not waste time while traveling. I mean, basically, don't bother coming here if you're not going to spend any money. I'd love to know what you think about this one. I know we're going to fight about this in the comments. I know we're going to tussle, honey. But I'd love to know what you think about this one. Next dragging review is from the Louis Vuitton boutique on the Avenue Montaigne in Paris. Their rude staff here teach them to be respectful of others. People are coming into a high-end store. They expect to be treated exceptionally since they'll be spending an average of $3,000 or more. My wife purchased the item she wanted. They treated us nicely. But to see the mistreatment of others is unacceptable. We purchased more items when we were in the US because of better staff and better service. You know, guys, I'm sorry, but like, you need to focus on your experience and not worry about other people's experiences. You don't know like someone else's experience at the boutique. You don't know if that client is rude. You don't know if maybe the SA thinks the client's a reseller. Like, you don't know. So mind your business. Be happy that you didn't get your skull dragged out of the Avenue Montaigne store. Yeah, $3,000 is a lot of money. In Zara, it's a lot of money. In H&M, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in general. It is not a lot of money to the Louis Vuitton boutiques worldwide. It's not. You know, I know that that's something which many people are like, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but to luxury stores, particularly that boutique on the Avenue Montaigne, it's not going to be this like, it's not going to be like a ton of money, you know, to that particular store. So I think this person is just, you know, kind of being a bit of a busybody. You don't know what's going on with other people. You're just making assumptions and you're looking at other people. Focus on your experience. You had a good experience. Be grateful to God you didn't get yourself skull dragged like everyone else. Okay? The next one is from the Place Vendôme boutique. I felt extremely disrespected. I have a feeling that they're confused and unorganized in this store. I went in there twice and both times I wasn't pleased at all. The essays and the attitudes were shocking. I looked at a bag and it was marked as €2,250. I tried it on with the essay. We talked about it. The next day I came back to purchase the bag and even more products, and then we first had to wait 20 minutes to purchase the products because everyone seemed busy while there were 4 essays standing around chatting. When we wanted to pay, the bag was suddenly €400 more expensive. When I asked why, there was just a guy saying the prices on the shelves don't mean it's the price of the products. He really wanted to tell me that they have 1 or 2 products on the shelf with 1 or 2 price tags. I asked why the SA, I was talking to the SA, didn't mention anything about the product having the wrong price. Nobody could answer. We felt like it was just employing his usual behavior, putting random prices next to products, and then suddenly they're many hundreds of euros more expensive. So very good strategy to lure clients to buy. Very disappointed. Go to Avenue Montaigne if you wanted to be treated like a valued client, not that. Okay, so there are a few things about this story. So when I first read this dragging review, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Because in France, they have like a law that says like all the prices have to be like put like publicly. Even if you go to the big H boutiques, this is obviously Louis Vuitton, the Maison Vendôme, but they have to put the prices. It's in French law, and it's my understanding the price has to be accurate. This review was written a few months ago, and it was written around the time of the price increase that happened. So what I think happened here is the price went up, like the price increase happened, and they didn't, and obviously the SA wants when the client went, the SA is not going to tell you, boo boo, the price is going up today or tonight. The SA wants her to buy at the next price so that she can, you know, look good, obviously at work. That's fine. And then the client comes to buy, and then it's told that it's gone up. It's only gone up by 400 more euros. So it was €2,250 before. It's now 2,650 euros, which is not like that. Like that's not like a huge jump, you know, in terms of spending or whatever. But obviously it's still 400 euros. No one wants to pay an extra 400 euros. I was looking at some of my old like videos when I would mention the Dauphine. The Dauphine has gone up a ton in price. It's now 3K in the reverse monogram canvas, and it wasn't in the MM size. So I get that. No one wants to pay like a ton of extra money, and I totally understand and get that. But I mean, you know, it's obvious that it was like a price increase, because even when I checked when this review was written, it happened around the time of the previous price increases when the person was writing the review, and it sounds like it was very fresh. So it's probably a price increase. I sincerely doubt that they would put the incorrect price on display and then charge you something else, because in France it is a law that the prices have to be visible for every single store. It doesn't matter if it's a luxury store. It doesn't matter what the store is, the prices have to be like very publicly visible, okay? So while I feel for this person, the fact that they feel like they were treated badly, I don't think that this was anything personal against them. Maybe it was a bit cheeky and a bit sly and slick for the SA not to mention, but it's business. I can't hate on the SA for doing business. Okay, if that was me, I wouldn't tell you there's a price increase either, honey. I want my numbers to look good, and if you buy that bag tomorrow, I've added an extra 400 euros to my sales target. It's business. Like, you can't, you know, you can't hate the player, you have to hate the game. I'd love to know what you think about that one as well. The final dragging story is from the Dior Rue Saint Honoré boutique. I always dreamed of visiting a Dior boutique in Paris for the experience. I have to say I left feeling very deflated. You go to the door, they ask you, what are you looking for today? You guys, how many times, I've been saying this now literally for more than a year. I've been saying this for more than a year. I want to have a look around. I don't have a shopping list. I want to be inspired and purchase what I fancy in the moment with the experience. Girl. They then check there is enough people to allow you in. They speak on their mics to inform staff of your whereabouts, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. You're then greeted again and asked what you're looking for as everyone stares at you, judging your every move and outfit. I felt so uncomfortable, I couldn't wait to leave, so I made my way out of the shop, and the staff are watching you leave. All eyes are on you. Okay, this person's a little bit obsessed with themselves. Like, relax, boo-boo. You're not Beyonce, you're not Nicki Minaj, like, you're not Taylor Swift, you're not famous. Calm down. This wasn't a good experience for me. It was a bad experience for me. I didn't wish at all. Such a shame. I always wanted to have good views of the brand, but as a customer should be made to feel like this. I understand security must be a factor, but making it known to your clients and don't make them feel so uncomfortable they don't want to touch or shop in your store is not a good move. Okay, so I think a few things. First of all, welcome to shopping in Paris, honey. You have now been hazed into luxury shopping in Paris, and it's a very different experience. I think this person is overreacting and kind of a little bit triggered, and they need to calm down, and I'll tell you why. First of all, you were asked, what would you like to buy today? What would you like to see today? And just so that I'm not, before anyone moans at me, the person was asked, quote, what are you looking for today? Yeah, translation, what are you buying today? Why is that a bad thing? This is a business, honey. It is not a museum. And I think people need to stop treating these stores as if they're these like museums or something like that. I don't really understand the person like being upset at being asked what they want to buy, and the person saying, I don't know what I want to buy. Well, that means you could buy anything. I think the Rue Saint Honoré Dior has like Dior Beauty. I'm pretty sure it does have Dior Beauty. And I think the Avenue Montaigne has Dior Beauty as well, but I never saw them on the floor. They must be tucked away somewhere. You might be someone who wants to buy Dior Beauty. That's great. I love Dior Beauty. I'm wearing their powder on my face right now. Love it. But like, they want to sell, you know, really, really top tier, very expensive things. So I don't know about like you being like, I want to be inspired. I think you need to give people an idea. For example, let's say you want to buy an exotic bag but you don't know which. I would like to see your exotics. Can you show me the ones you have, and I can pick something that I like. Something like that. Or if you're looking for ready to wear, like, oh, I'd like to see some ready to wear. I don't know exactly what I want, but I'd love to get some Dior clothing today. You need to be very clear that you're buying something today. So I totally understand where the person's coming from, saying that they just want to look. I think I've told you guys many times, I don't really like making appointments in tourist cities. I'll make appointments for the boutiques in Johannesburg because basically the Joburg boutiques are like my home store because they're the luxury stores in Africa. But like, I can't say that like I enjoy making appointments or anything like that. I really don't. My preference is to kind of play things by ear and just go to the store. But if I go to the store, I know I'm going to buy something, whether it's small or large, I will buy something, and I'll make it very clear that I'm going to buy something today. She was asked, what are you looking for today? You should say, I would like to buy something today. Coincidentally, when I look back on me and my cousin's experience in Dior, when we walked in, we were asked by the people at the entrance of Montaigne, what are you looking for today? And I did say, oh, I'd like to get sunglasses and a notebook. And then they were like, come with me. And then they took us to, there's someone who like takes you upstairs, and then we were met with the Dior SA who I met at the time. So while I understand, I understand completely how this person feels, because I'm definitely more of a free spirit as well in luxury stores. Like, I don't like making appointments. I want to walk into the store. You need to say the thing that you're going to buy though, and say the category. At the very least, say the category. If you're looking for a saddle, say, hey, you know, I'm interested in the saddle. Can you show me the ones you have? I have found when you say, can you show me what you have? First of all, I found that it kind of forces the SA to like pick things out for you based on maybe the way you've presented yourself, based on what they think you'll like, and it kind of gives you a chance to see a lot of things in the store versus you saying, I want to buy a Dior saddle in the oblique right now, which is also fine, that's also great. But I have found if you say, hey, I want to buy like a Dior saddle, can you show me the ones you have? Do you have any special ones? Do you have any rare ones? Like something like that. Make it sound better than that. But I have found that that strategy works really well in Paris. Said this many times, but make Paris luxury shopping and Europe in general more comfortable for you. Just make sure that when you go to a freestanding store, all of these boutiques are freestanding stores. Make sure that you highlight to them what you're going to get. It doesn't have to be super specific. I like to keep things broad so that they show me things. If you want something really specific, that is also fine, but make sure that you're clear you're buying something today. I have found that that is a great way to, first of all, you'll get offered drinks and stuff and you'll be treated well and you won't get yourself skull dragged. There's nothing wrong, like I said, with the woman who wanted to shop at Dior as a bit of a free spirit. But at the end of the day, it's not an art gallery, honey, okay? It is one of Dior's, very, very, very popular boutiques in Paris. Like, you're gonna have to buy something eventually. So you need to make it clear that you're there to buy something. I think sometimes people put these brands on a pedestal and they get so excited to visit their like freestanding stores or their flagship stores. And then they take it personally when it doesn't like work out. So I think that this person should have just been like, hey, I want to buy, ready to wear, or I want to buy a saddle bag, but I don't know which saddle I want. Can you show me the ones you have? That's just like a good way of getting good treatment. You can replicate that, I think, even at Big H and other places. At Big H, maybe if you're going to Faubourg or George Cinq or the Sèvres store, you could like, what are you looking for today? Oh, I'd like to get some jewelry today, but I don't know like what jewelry I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for a ring or a bracelet. Can you show me the ones you have? Something like that. Make it sound a little bit better than what I just said, but I find that that is like a good way of just getting really good treatment in Paris as long as you're buying something. I think if you're going to browse, I've said it before, browse at department stores. Department stores are much easier. They don't care. Like La Samaritaine, Galeries Lafayette, Les Bon Marché, literally they couldn't care less. You could go and look at all of them and never buy anything. They don't care. All of the department stores have massive big spenders who are local, and they have massive tourist big spenders, so they just don't care. It's completely fine to go there to browse. But I find that the freestanding stores, they will absolutely put pressure on you to buy. And I know there's going to be someone here saying, that's not true. I went to the Dior Rue Saint-Honoré and they showed me, 10 bags and I was offered champagne. I never bought anything. There are always these trolls who say this. Please ignore those people. They're going to come here because they always like nitpick my dragging videos and nitpick my tips. I don't want anyone to go to Paris and get skull dragged, particularly if you don't speak French. I think if you're a French speaker, you're treated better in Parisian stores. It's something I've noticed. I did a comparison when I would speak French in the store and when I wouldn't, and I did notice like I was treated better when I spoke French in the store. And this is something I noticed when I compared my Sèvres experiences to other experiences and stuff. When I made an effort to speak French, I was treated really nicely. But at the end of the day, money is the language that luxury brands speak. So if you're going to Paris to spend money and you don't speak French, it is absolutely fine. I don't want to fearmonger either. You don't need to speak French, in order to get great service or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, please don't listen to the people who are going to come and nitpick and be like, that's not true. I walked in my pants and my knickers and I didn't have a pound on me. I didn't spend anything and I was treated really nicely. At the end of the day, if you don't want to get skull dragged in Paris, you know what you need to do. Just go there and, go there and get ready to buy something. I find that you just have to like buy something at least. It's not to say that you have to spend millions of euros in a transaction, but like someone like her, like she wanted the person in the Dior example, the person wanted to go to Dior, the person was excited to go to Dior, they were so pumped and excited and they couldn't wait to go there, but they didn't know what they were going to buy. So as far as like the person's concerned, like, yeah, they're going to follow you because they want to give one-to-one service, and you're like, oh, they're following me, everyone's staring at me. It's like, go back, you're not a celebrity, okay? The people are just doing their jobs. So I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 1,000 on Instagram. Go find me on Threads. Go find me on TikTok. Find me everywhere. I'm everywhere you are. And of course, go join the newsletter because you don't want to miss out on the Paris guide. My husband was like, you should tell people what the Paris guide will be about. The Paris guide will be like a luxury shopping guide about Paris, and it'll be free to read, and just tell you like the best stores to go to, and the best like department stores. It'll be based obviously on my shopping experiences, so it's probably a little bit biased, but I think I have a good grasp on things. I'm also going to go to men's stores as well, so I think that there's a Dior men's in Paris. I have to double check, and I think it's at Printemps, I don't remember, but I'll be going to some men's places as well, so to also make sure that the men are represented. So please make sure that you sign up to the newsletter below, so I'd love to see you for that. So anyway, I'd love to know what you think about all of these dragging stories. What do you think? Who do you think gets dragged the most between Louis Vuitton, Big H, and Dior? I want to feature Dior more because Dior does actually get her skull dragged around the world, so we will definitely feature Dior more. One of the things I've heard about Dior is that Dior essays are kind of fake. I kind of see what people mean by that. I think I saw that as well at Montaigne. It was a great experience, but there is a kind of like super sweet like vibe that some Dior essays have. It does feel kind of fake and like they're acting. Like, no, I hope if you're a Dior essay watching this, please don't be offended, but some of you told me you think that Dior essays are fake, and I've heard people say that as well, like, oh, they're kind of fake, like, you know. So I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think about that, and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.